Hi children, I've got a book for us today. It's called What the Ladybird Heard Next. It's by Julia Donaldson and Lydia Monks. Julia Donaldson is the author and Lydia Monks draws the pictures. She's the illustrator. Julia Donaldson has written lots of books that you may know, like Monkey Puzzle and The Gruffalo and The Gruffalo's Child and Superworm. So I know we're going to enjoy this. What the Ladybird Heard Next. It all rhymes. Once upon a farm lived a ladybird, and these are the things that she saw and heard. The cow moo in her shed, the horse neigh in his stall, the cat's purr who purred on the garden wall, the barn full of straw, the field full of sheep, bah! The kennel where the dog lay fast asleep. The fish in the pond, the drake and the duck, the hives of bees, bzzz, and the heap of muck. The hog in his sty, the goose in her pen, and the coop which was home to the fat red hen. Cluck, 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 cluck. Can you see all the farmyard and all the animals? The cow and a cat on the wall, sheep and a horse and a pig. And there are fish in the pond and the ducks. And there's the dog fast asleep. Now, the fat red hen with her thin brown legs laid lots and lots of speckled eggs. But then, oh help, oh no, oh dear, those eggs began to disappear. Each morning all the eggs had gone, and the animals asked, "Oh, what's going on?" "I'll find out," said the ladybird. So she flew, and she flew, and she saw, and she heard. Can you see the little tiny ladybird? Just a little tiny ladybird is going to find out what happened to the fat red hen's speckled eggs. She saw two men in a big black van with a torch and a sack and a cunning plan. They were Hefty Hugh and Lanky Len, who had been to jail but were out again. Said Lanky Len to Hefty Hugh, "Let's steal another egg or two." But Hefty Hugh said, "Listen, Len, I vote we steal the fat red hen. We'll make our way to the chicken coop and scoop her up in one fell swoop. And just think of all the eggs she'll lay. And with all the money folks will pay us." And Len replied, "We'll soon be rich. It makes my fingers start to itch." The little spotty ladybird told the animals what she'd heard. "Hefty Hugh and Lanky Len are planning to steal the fat red hen." Can you see the ladybird there? Tiny, but she heard what they were going to do, and all the animals are listening. Then the cow said, you can join in, "Moo!" And the hen said, "Cluck!" "Hiss!" said the goose. "Quack, quack!" said the duck. "Neigh!" said the horse. "Oink, oink!" said the hog. "Bah!" said the sheep. And "Woof, woof!" said the dog. And the two cats meowed. "Those bad, bad men, we can't let them steal the fat red hen." And the ladybird said, "Listen, quick, I've thought of a really clever trick." And you can follow the line and see where she's flown so that she could tell all the animals her plan and her trick. At the dead of night, the two bad men opened the coop and snatched the hen. But the fat red hen began to cluck, 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 cluck. "Why don't you steal, cluck, 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 the downy duck? Her eggs are bigger and fatter than mine, and people say they taste divine." Ooh, divine means they taste really lovely. "Good thinking that," said Lanky Len. and he tiptoed to the pond. But then the downy duck began to quack, 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 quack. Oh, please don't put me in your sack. Why don't you steal the goose instead? She's bigger still and better fed. Her eggs are huge and tasty too.
Good thinking that, said Hefty Hugh.
So he's now going to steal the goose instead. But when they tried to seize the goose, she hissed at them. Hiss! I'm not much use. Why don't you steal that great big bird, the super duper snuggly snurd? I wonder what a snuggly snurd is. Maybe it looks like that. What? Said Lanky Len. Who? Said Hugh. The goose replied, I thought you knew. She lays the biggest eggs of all. Each one looks like a rugby ball. Oh my goodness, doesn't the super duper snuggly snurd lay great big eggs? Oh, I bet they're tasty and I bet they're worth a lot of money. The duck joined in. Cluck, 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 she's friendly too. I'm sure she'd love to live with you. She'll put an end to all your cares. You'll soon be millionaires. That means they'll be very rich. Where is this snurd? Asked Lanky Len. Cluck, cluck, cluck. Not far away, chipped in the hen. She lives inside that big brown heap. You'll find her there. She's fast asleep. Oh, I wonder what this big brown heap is. That's where they're going to look for this snurd. Do you think the snurd is in there? Perhaps underneath. Let's have a look. The two thieves laugh. Ha 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 ha! We've got it made. Let's take turns with the farmer's spade. They dug and they dug, and Len said, Pooh, it stinks. And Hugh said, So do you. They both stink. I wonder what they're digging in. And Len said, Where's that giant bird, the super duper snuggly snurd? She's rather sly, the goose replied. She must be hiding deep inside. Do you think the super duper snurd is inside? I wonder what this is that smells. So they dug a tunnel nice and deep. That's it, said Hugh. Now in we creep. Oh, they're creeping through the tunnel. I think we're nearly there, said Len. The snowd will soon be ours. But then the heap collapsed and Hugh said, Yuck, we're covered head to toe in muck. Oh, perhaps it's horse muck. And Len complained, There is no snurd. They just made up that giant bird. I don't think Hefty Hugh or Lanky Len like being covered in horse muck. But then the other animals gathered round and they all let out a deafening sound. Neigh! Moo! Oink, oink! Ma! Woof, woof! Meow! What a racket! What a row! They don't look very pleased with all that noise and all that muck on their heads. Pooh! The farmer woke and said, Goodness me! And he had a word with his prize queen bee. Oh, he's got a beehive there for making honey, and he's spoken to his bee. Look where she's going. She's going past all the animals. Oh, where's she going? Look where she's ended up, at Hefty Hugh and Lanky Len. And the bees chased after the two bad men, who never came back to the farm again. Then the cow said, That's right, moo. And the hen said, Cluck, cluck. Hiss, said the goose. Quack, quack, said the duck. Neigh, said the horse. Oink, oink, said the hog. Bah, said the sheep. And woof, woof, said the dog. And the farmer cheered. Hooray! And both cats purred. And the ladybird said, never a word. But neither did the snuggly snurd. All the animals look happy again. And look, the big fat hen is there, and she'll be able to lay her beautiful speckled eggs. Doesn't the farmer look really pleased? And who helped? It was that little tiny ladybird on his head. And it doesn't matter how small you are, you can still be a great help. The end. I love that story. I think that my hero of the story was the little tiny ladybird. Wasn't she amazing? Now I am going to paint a ladybird, and I have got a piece of paper like that. I'm going to fold the paper in half lengthways like that, and I'm going to fold it back again so I know I can fold it really easily. So I've got half a piece of paper, and I'm only going to do my painting on half a piece of paper. So I'm going to start here with painting the head, and I am going to get my black, and I'm going to go round like this. I'm going to do my paint quite thick because when I fold I want to be able to see it. So there we are. I'm going to paint it really, really thick. Such a clever ladybird. And all those animals that the ladybird helped, I thought the ladybird was amazing. Just thinking of the animals, the big fat hen and the duck. So that's really nice, thick paint. I'm very pleased with that. Now the next thing I'm doing is going to paint the body. And the body is going to go round like this. Really nice, big, red body. Don't think mine's such a tiny ladybird, but I think it's going to end up being a very beautiful ladybird. So we're all fine there. I bet your ladybirds are amazing. And if you haven't got paint, you can draw one, can't you? Okay, like that. And now I've got to do what makes a ladybird special. It's some spots. So I'm going to do some nice black spots on my red. Ladybirds can be different colours. They can be yellow and green as well. So if you didn't have this, you could do a yellow and green ladybird. There's one black spot. There's two. And there's three. There we are. And the other thing that I'm going to do is a little tiny like that. Okay, so now is where the magic starts. I'm going to fold it. Now, if I fold it, I'm going to end up with the same amount of spots on the other side. Let's count how many spots I've got here. 1, 2, 3. So there's 3 spots on that side. And if I fold it and I get 3 spots on the other side, that'll be double 3. Double means 2 of the same lots. Let's count those together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Shall we see what happens? So I've got to fold that in. Fold it across like that. So hope I can do it really neatly. And I'm going to press on it nice and hard. Shall we see what happens? See if I've got a ladybird. Oh, there's my ladybird. The spots have run a little bit, but I still really like it. Sometimes on ladybirds there's spots, so I'll run a little bit. Now all I want to do is add a couple of eyes to it. So I'm going to cut the eyes out of paper. Now if I fold them, I'll get 2 exactly the same size. So I'm going to cut some round eyes because on my picture, on my book with the ladybird on, the ladybird's got lovely big eyes there. So I want some like that. I've got 2 little circles now, and I'm going to put 2 spots in the middle. 1, 2. I'm going to put some glue on it. It'd be better if I had time to leave this to dry, so yours should be better, but obviously I have just painted, so I'm going to have to be very careful that I don't get my fingers too covered in paint. 1, 2. Do you like my ladybird? I really do. And I think my ladybird is listening and trying to help us in school. So I can't wait to see your ladybirds, take a photograph of them and send them in to us. And if you haven't got paints, just use pencils instead. Take care, children. Bye.